today on the 12th day of Christmas, and we are celebrating Twelfth Night. And we'll talk a little bit more about some of those traditions in a little while. But we are glad that you're here. We are not live streaming this, but it will be recorded. And we are excited that we have a guest this evening. We have Edmund Rishwami. Am I right? Is that right? Okay. Rishmawi. There we go. I knew I mixed up the letters. Rishmawi. All right, we're there. We have Edmund with us, and Edmund is from Bethlehem. And he has been here since the beginning of December, and staying with the pastor's family at Elfinwild Presbyterian Church. They have been hosting him, but he has been visiting around the area to different places, talking about Bethlehem. And Edmund is a tour guide in Bethlehem, and his young family, two children, young, 1 and 2. Oh, 4 and 2. Okay, 4 and 2, and his wife at home. So he has been coming and telling and taking anything that he receives back. He sends it back home, not just for his family, but for over 60 other families in Bethlehem that he has been able to help by being here and the offerings that he has received. Many of these families are in dire straits right now without very much food. There is not the tourism that supports the folks of Bethlehem. And so whatever he can send back to his wife goes knocking on the doors and says, this is a gift, and not from Edmund, but from Jesus. And they have been blessed by what he has been able to send back home. So this evening, there is a free will offering to support Edmund's work and the mission work that he is doing to support the folks of Bethlehem. And there will be plates at the door. So if you feel so led to put an offering in, that he will send back to help folks in Bethlehem. So we're very excited to hear from him tonight. And what he is going to do is he is going to talk in here in the sanctuary. He's going to talk first. Then we have some pictures that he will be able to show us. And there will be some time for questions, but downstairs when we have fellowship time. Okay? He prefers to answer questions in that venue than in this kind of venue. So we're going to do that this evening, but we also get to enjoy some last bits of Christmas music on this last day of Christmas as we are heading into Epiphany. And we will sing some, we will hear some, we will watch some, and just have a good time today. So enjoy, just enjoy. And I welcome you all here this evening. Let's pray as we begin. Oh God, we thank you for this season of Christmas, this time when we have been able to really take in the birth of your Son, our Savior. And we thank you, Lord, for all of the ways that this story unfolds and is told again and again, the ways that we sing it and we hear it. And we thank you, Lord, for this opportunity to hear from Edmund. We thank you for all of the ways that you have blessed us in this past year, and we look ahead now to this new year with you walking beside us, and we thank you, Lord, for all of the blessings. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, our quartet. It's a trio tonight. We did have a quartet, but one of our folks' husband is in the hospital, so we will again lift her in prayer as well and him in the hospital. And we thank you for being here to give us some music tonight. way to get us in the mood. Thank you. It's beautiful. One of our youth here at the church is learning, well, he's very good at the piano by ear, and he's learning now all of the notes and how to read music. And so he couldn't be here this afternoon, but he wanted to tape something for us. So enjoy. Now it is our turn to sing. And if you'll join in singing Joy to the World, we don't have to stand. This is a relaxed setting, so let's just sing it out. Good. We don't want to have Carolyn singing over top of everyone. So some of the traditions that come about with Twelfth Night do recognize the coming of the wise men and the gifts that they bring to Jesus. But there are some other traditions that have come along, and some of them I'd like to share with you this evening. And one of those traditions is something called chalking the door. Now, many of us have grown up with the idea that there are three wise men, right? And do you remember the names that people have given to those three wise men? Do you remember those? Balthazar, Caspar, and Melchior, right? Right? So those are the ones that not scripturally told to us, but those are the legend. And so we know that there were three gifts, but we do not know for sure. Edmund's like, oh my gosh. American names, yes. So we know that there were three gifts. We don't know how much of those gifts. We know that there were wise men or magi that came to worship Jesus. We do not know how many. But in all of our nativity scenes and sets, we generally find three, right? To represent those three gifts. Well, the chalking the door is kind of a blessing over the new year. And one of the ways that you do this is you take a piece of chalk, and above your door frame, you will put the C for Caspar, the M for Melchior, and the B for Balthazar. However, that also stands for Christus mentionem benedicta. Benedicta, that's it. And which means Christ bless this house. So, two meanings to those. And in front of those three letters, you'll put 20 for 2000. And at the end of those, you'll put 25. To bless your house in 2025. So I've given a little piece of paper you can pick up on your way out today or downstairs, and take a piece of colored chalk home with you to make sure to do that little tradition, if you would so like to do that. The other tradition we have is picking a star word for the year. And so we will pass out those star words in a little while, but one of the ways that we use those is we pick a word on one of those stars, and that word becomes what we kind of embody for the year, or we watch and discern how God is working that word in our lives throughout the year. So last year, the word that I picked was genuineness. So it was for me to be me, not somebody else, which is very interesting starting out in the first year as a pastor. It is me being me. So this is what you got this year, was me. And as genuine as I could be, and as open with you all as I could be, I hope that you saw that I make mistakes. And I try my best. And that is being genuine. And also giving in a genuine way, and in a loving way, and a caring way. So some of you may have your words still from last year, and you may be thinking, how did that play out in my life this year? And as you pick a new one for this year, live into it and watch for it. Keep an eye out for how God is working through those words in our lives. So later on, we'll have a chance for everybody to pick one. I have some that are more for the kids today because they're a little bit easier words to embody for children. And then we have others that the adults can pick later on as well. So at this time, though, I would like to invite the children to come forward, Is that where we are, Ian? All right, see, I thought so. All right, we're going to do a little story together. So come on up. And this story has to do with a blanket. So, this is one of my favorite children's stories for Christmas. And this is called Humphrey's First Christmas. And I think the adults are going to enjoy it because I know I do. Beloved, most beauteous, and exalted King of all should be my name. Instead, they called me Humphrey. You like that name, Humphrey? No. This I could bear if the worst thing of all had not happened. My dearest possession, my glorious carpet blanket, has been lost along the trail. Now I am never warm, and I suffer terribly. This is why I have set into motion a plan to replace my greatest of all treasures. So he has to find a way to replace his blanket. I carefully nudge my nose into the caravan master's tent. This is followed closely by the chattering of my teeth, thereby letting the master know that I am most enormously cold. Have your teeth ever chattered when you're cold? Success! He has not pushed me out, and I remain hopeful that a new blanket will soon be mine. 3 rich caravans have joined us, and there has been talk of kings. Yes, these kings bring me no joy, for they have tied 3 huge chests to my bare back. They are so heavy, I'm sure each must be filled with rocks. Do you think there are rocks in there? No. Okay. The other camels are wearing the finest of blankets. They are all comfortable and warm. Not one of them thinks about me, their cousin, in pain and misery because of the loss of my most precious carpet blanket. I cry out in sorrow. I weep. He's crying, isn't he? Today, I continue my plan to regain my treasured blanket. I add loud sniffling to the chattering of teeth and squeeze my entire body inside my master's tent. As I do so, out rolls my master, for the tent is exactly camel-sized. No room for the master after that. It is as I planned. As the master chases me away, he tosses me a new blanket. I have success. Once more, I am covered with splendor and comfort. I am filled with delight. If it were not for the heavy chests I am forced to carry, I would be almost happy. Does it sound like he complains? Yeah, a little bit. We have followed one star for many long nights. Now our caravan enters the town of Bethlehem. Its streets and inns are crowded with travelers. My master gives no thought to my tired feet and rumbling belly. I am forced to move on. At last we reach the end of our journey, but I am confused. There's no great palace, no rich oasis, no palms heavy with fruit. I see only a lowly stable with a family inside. The 3 kings rejoice and rush forward to bow before the young woman who cradles a baby. Finally, the chests are taken off my back and placed before the tiny child. As each box is opened, I see no stones, only gold, frankincense, and myrrh. In this land I have walked past many children, but never before have I felt the need to walk toward one. Now I kneel before this baby, shivering in a manger. Watching him gladdens me more than sweet water or fresh hay or even my wondrous new blanket. I look into the baby's eyes and I am overwhelmed by love. I pull the treasure from my back and I lay my gift carefully upon this child. He smiles. My nose and whiskers tingle with joy. I am happy to my toes, and even without my blanket, I feel warm. Beloved, most beauteous and exalted King of all should be his name. Instead, they called him Jesus. So do you think Humphrey gave a gift that was special to Jesus? Yeah. It was a gift of his, right? Something that Humphrey shared, something that he really treasured. Boy, he worked hard to get that blanket, didn't he? But he realized that it was a gift he could give to Jesus. And the one thing I really liked that he said was that he felt that he needed to walk toward Jesus, right? To get to know Jesus a little bit better. To maybe look at Jesus and experience what God gives us all, that gift of love. So, I know you're going to have to delicately walk around there, but would you guys like to take the blanket over there with me and put it on baby Jesus? Can we do that? All right. Here you go, Em. Take that. You'll walk. Miss Maria will slide things by here so we can walk through. And we can put it right there. Oh, go this way, girls. Go this way. We got a little path made right for you, right there. That's it. That's it. Let's see if we can give our gift here. We are winding our way. We are on a journey. All right, you ready? I will reach up, and Emily, you got a side there? All right, and there we go. Very nice. Thank you all for sharing that story with me. And now we get to sing the song that tells about those kings. So if you'll join in We Three Kings. Okay? Good job. And now, a few more selections from our trio today. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, as we get ready for Edmund to come on up, we'll get you started here. We're going to pass the star words. In the small basket are the children's words, so I'll bring those back to them. But as you get a chance, don't be digging and looking for your word. You just pick one out. So we'll see if, Edmund, would you like to pick one first? All right. There you go. Okay. I'm going to pass this over, and you guys can take a word each. We'll get that started for you here, and then we'll pass it back. All right. All right. Well, just pass that back, Lucy. All right. My pleasure to introduce Edmund Rishmawi. Yes. Oh, I got it. See? I got it. All right. That one's for Emily.
Okay.
Okay,
we
got you.
Yeah, great. Okay, hello everyone. I'm really happy to be here. Again, my name is Edmund Rishmawi from Bethlehem, the Bethlehem. It's the first time for me to be in the U.S., the first visit. I'm really enjoying it. To be like seeing snow, because we have no snow in my country. I'm 33 years old and I see snow 2 times in my life, and not like this. And I'm really good. I'm going for like a lot of states. Tomorrow I'm flying to Florida. From Florida I'm going to North Carolina, Tennessee.
Hope you're flying to Florida.
Yeah, I hope for sure. Yeah. Virginia, California, and we're back here. But I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. I will talk about a lot of things today. First of all, I will talk about Bethlehem, the people of Bethlehem, the Christians of Bethlehem. I will talk about the most important person in the world. I will talk about Jesus. And after, I will talk about 2 different places. I will talk first about the shepherd's fields, the place where the angels appear for the shepherds, telling them Jesus was born. And the second place, and it's the most important church in Bethlehem, and it's the Nativity Church, the birthplace of Jesus. I need your help a lot. I will ask you questions before you give me the questions. And please help me with everything I'll just ask you, okay? You ready?
We're good. Yes.
Great. Always when we start to talk about Bethlehem, we start to talk about the name of Bethlehem. When we write Bethlehem, we write one word, Bethlehem. But the meaning of Bethlehem, it's 2 different words. It's Beit Lehem. The meaning of Beit, it's the house. Beit, house. Lahem. If you ask about Lahem in our language, and our language back there is Arabic, they will give you meat, lahem. Lahem is meat. That's mean the house of the meat. But we don't use the Arabic meaning. We use the Hebrew meaning. Lechem. And the meaning of lechem, it's the bread. The house of the bread. We're very famous in Bethlehem making a round big bread. A very big one. We made it in the houses every morning, and it's a special bread because we use the olive oil in this bread. Special with the taste and special with the smell. If you just walk in the early morning in Bethlehem, like 5:30 a.m. in the morning, you just smell the bread of Bethlehem till today. From the time of Jesus till today, we use the same bread, the big bread. This is why it's called the house of the bread. But for sure, who's the bread of life? Jesus. This is why it's called the house of the bread, because he's the bread of life. But before Jesus, there was a worship god, a pagan god, a statue. His name is Lechmo. Lechmo is the god of the bread. And when the people is asking, where are you going? We're going to worship Lechmo. We're going to the house of the god of the bread. We're going to the house of the bread. This is why it's called Bethlehem. But there's another name for Bethlehem, and I will read it from, it's written in the Bible. I will read from Micah 5, chapter 2. He said, but you, O Bethlehem Ephrathah, who are too little to be among the clans of Judah, from you shall come forth for me one who is to be ruler in Israel, whose coming forth is from of old, from ancient days. That means there's another name, and it's called Ephrathah, Ephrat. What's Ephrathah? It's Hebrew. The meaning of Ephrathah is the green land. Why it's called the green land? For sure it's Hebrew. Why it's a green land? Because who's coming from Jerusalem, who's coming from Nazareth, from Jericho, from anywhere, coming to Bethlehem, he will see green. Why it's green? Because of the shepherd's fields and because of the olive trees. This is why it's called Ephrathah. Afrat, the green land, because of the olive trees and the fields. There are small towns beside Bethlehem. My town, it's Beit Sahur. Sahur. Sahur is the watchers, the house of the watchers. And who's the watchers? Shepherds. Second Beit, and it's called Beit Jala. Jala. What's Jala? Jala is the olive trees. It's the house of the olive trees. They're very famous in olive wood and the olive and the best olive oil from there. I know that if you go to Italy, they will tell you the best olive oil is in Italy. If you go to anywhere, you'll say the best olive oil, but I can guarantee the best olive oil in the world, it's from there. Why? Because our olive trees, it's more than 1,000 years old. This is why it's the best olive oil in the world. Okay? The population nowadays in Bethlehem, it's around 250,000 people. And all around the Beits and the small villages, 250,000. 30,000 is the Christians, and the rest is Muslims. You already know that I'm coming from Bethlehem. Bethlehem, it's not a part of Israel. Bethlehem, it's a part of Palestine. In Palestine, we're 0.8% of the Christians living there. Again, 0.8%. For the Christians, we're living in Bethlehem, we are 30,000. Okay? For the 30,000, we have many denominations living there. Greek Orthodox, Syrians Orthodox, Armenians Orthodox, we have the Catholics, we have the Latins, we have the Lutherans, we have Protestants, we have Coptics, we have many different denominations. And because of these denominations, Christmas is really special there. Not just because it's the birthplace of Jesus, because it's still Christmas in my country. We celebrate Christmas 3 times. We have 3 Christmases. 24, 25 of December, and it's for the Catholic Church. We have the 6th and the 7th of January, and it's for the Orthodox Church. And we have 18 and 19 of January, and it's for the Armenian Church. That means when you are a child, it's really good. Why? Because Santa is visiting you 3 times, and there's no schools from the 20th of December till 20th of January, just celebrating Christmas. This is why the best time is Christmas. In Bethlehem, and we have 2 Easters and we have 2 New Year. This is because of the difference between the calendars of all the churches. If anyone have any questions, just keep it in mind. When we just finish, we will have it. Okay? Before, let's say, 5 years, it wasn't 0.8, it was 1%. Before 10 years, it was 10%. Before 20 years, it was 20% of the Christians living in Bethlehem. Where the people, they just immigrate outside the country. Why? Many reasons, but there's 2 reasons I can share it with you. One, for sure you already see the news, what's happening in Palestine, Israel, the conflicts, politics things, and the people said, let's just leave. 2, and it was the last thing, it was the COVID. It was really hard for us in the COVID time. Why? 95% of the Christians were working in Bethlehem, were working for tourism. And in the COVID time, we have nothing to do. Really nothing to do. We're just staying home. For me, for myself, I stay in home 2 years, 8 months. In the COVID time, I worked 10 months, and now I'm about 15 months, I'm not working. We worked just between COVID and the war, 10 months, that's it. Okay? This is why the people said, let's immigrate. They immigrate all around the world, but there's 4 countries most of the people immigrate to. What do you think is number 1? What's the first country for the people to emigrate? Help me, friends. Help me. Sleepy. Yeah, the first country to emigrate. USA. USA. 2, beside the US, and it's Canada. 3, and this is, you will need to give it to me. 3, it's in Europe with an S. SS.
Oh, Spain.
More colder. Sweden.
Sweden, really?
4, South America, Chile. Chile, yes. They're helping the Christians of Bethlehem to immigrate there. Today, in Santiago, Chile, Santiago is the capital of Chile, there's more than 330,000 of the Christians of Bethlehem living just in Santiago. 330,000 in Santiago, 30,000 in Bethlehem. For me, for my family, we've been living from the ancient time in Bethlehem. And you will be surprised, and I'm proud of, I'm the 63rd generation of my family living in Bethlehem. Again, 63rd generation of my family living in Bethlehem. We've been living from the ancient time. When we back to the tree of my family, the grandfathers, they are the shepherds who visit Jesus in the manger. Before the shepherds, 14 generations, they are David for sure. Okay? This is special. For me, for my family, we've been around 460 people living in Bethlehem. 60 people now in Bethlehem, 400 they are in the US. Where? Flint, Michigan. Between Flint and Detroit. I didn't have the chance to visit them this year because of the weather, because of the snow. I was going there, but we canceled because of the snow, and I see them in Ohio for 5 hours. I didn't see them 6 years. After 6 years, we meet for 5 hours. Yeah, but it was good. Okay? This is why most of the people, they just emigrate outside the country, for everywhere for sure, but most of the people go to this, like emigrate to these 4 countries. Now, we will start to talk about the most important person. We'll start to talk about Jesus. You'll be a little surprised about some new things. You will have it, you will know it. You know it, but you didn't check about it. But please, I need your help. Help me to continue. I don't want to slip. Because I remember when I was school, when the teacher was doing the lesson, we are looking at him like, when he asked, anyone have any questions? No, because we are not understand. I don't want to see these faces. Like, okay, now let's start to do the story from the beginning. The beginning starts when the angel appeared for Mary in Nazareth, telling her, you will have a baby, he's Jesus. And she just ran to Joseph, telling her, this is what's happened, I'm having a baby, I'm pregnant. And we, like after some days, they want to go to Bethlehem for the census. Why? Why Bethlehem? Not you. Joseph, yeah, it's the city of Joseph. But the question is, why Joseph is living in Nazareth? Why he is not in Bethlehem? He's from Bethlehem. Why he left Bethlehem and he's living in Nazareth? Nazareth is far away from Bethlehem. Did you ask yourself what he's from Bethlehem, what he's doing in Nazareth? Anyone know? Work. Yeah, that's it. This is the answer. Thank you. Work. In the time of Jesus, if you want to work in Bethlehem, you have 2 jobs. Farmer or shepherd. And Joseph was? If you visit Nazareth today, you will enter to his place. It's beside Mary's house. Anyone visit Nazareth or Holy Land? Raise your hands.
Nobody.
A new tour. Good. A new tour. Okay, we will do it. We'll do it. If you visit Nazareth, you will enter to Joseph's place. This is why he said, maybe I will get more work when we go to Nazareth, and this is why he's in Nazareth. He take Mary to Bethlehem. What do you think? How many days they take from Nazareth to Bethlehem? What do you think?
30 days.
No.
7 weeks.
It's between 5 to 7 days. Always when we look to the pictures and we read the story, there came like, we will see Mary pregnant, donkey, Joseph coming alone. But never, friends, they will never come alone. You always have a group to come. It's dangerous, especially in the night. Thieves, you can't come alone from Nazareth to Bethlehem. Because of this, there will be about 20 to 30 people coming from Nazareth to Bethlehem. When they enter to Bethlehem, they ask for a place. There's no place for them in the inn. And after a while, they just found this nice stable with a nice wood manger, and they enter there. The big surprise, there's no stable, there's no wood manger. I'm sorry to tell you that. Because there's no stable and there's no wood manger. What's there? It's 100% natural cave. There's nothing with wood. It's 100% natural cave. You're entering to cave. And there's no wood manger. It's a stone manger. It's with rocks. It wasn't wood. I know that we are the best sellers all around the world to sell you the TV scenes, but we just continue with the story. But the real thing is there's no wood stable, there's no wood manger. What you will see there, it's 100% natural cave and the stone manger. Now, the baby was born, the angels appear for shepherds. Jesus was born, and let's start to talk about the shepherds' fields and the stories of the shepherds. Shepherds' fields, before we just talk about the New Testament, we'll ask ourselves, is the shepherds' fields just the shepherds' fields? There was the owner of this field, or just empty, just like for shepherds? Because of this, we back to the New Testament, to the Old Testament, for a lady came with her mother to work in the fields, and the famous words for her, she said, "Where you go, I will go, your God is my God." And I'm talking about Ruth. All the shepherds' fields, before it was called shepherds' fields, it was called Boaz and Ruth fields. Boaz was the owner of these fields. Ruth just came with her mother-in-law Naomi from Moab, Jordan, to the fields, work in the fields, and she became Boaz's wife. This is the first story to remember in this fields. Second story to remember before the angels is Ruth. She's the grandmother of a king. Who's the king? David. David, before he was a king, he was shepherd. And the shepherd, he's always need fields. He's from Bethlehem, but Bethlehem, just imagine that Bethlehem, it's like a city. Buildings, houses, there's no fields. Where's the fields? It's the same fields of these shepherds. That's mean 3 stories to remember in one place. Boaz and Ruth, David when he was a shepherd, and the story when the angels appear for the shepherds telling them Jesus was born from the same fields, from the same town, my playground when I was a child. Because my house is just 30 seconds walking from here to the door. This is my house to the fields. When I was a child, I was playing just in the fields there. And I know all the 48 caves all around the fields. When you are a tourist, you will enter. The tour guide, they will give you this 1 or 2 or 3. But for me, for my tours, I never take my tours to this 1, 2, 3. I take them to my caves. Really, my caves. Not anyone from Bethlehem know about these caves, because if you are a child living there, you know how to go to these caves, how is the safe way to go to these caves, and again, it's 100% natural caves. In these caves, like the tourist caves, there's a church, there's an altar to do services, but for me, no. No doors, no chairs, it's all natural. This is how you will be special in the shepherd's fields. I will ask you questions, let's say 2 questions. The first one, let's imagine that we are sitting in a cave. For sure the cave, there's no door. It will be a big entrance, a really big entrance for the cave. And let's imagine we are the shepherds and the animals is inside, and there's 20 wolves attacking us. What shall we do? After praying, for sure. Yeah, for sure, scream. That's easy. For sure. What do you think? What shall we do? There's 20 wolves. We are inside. We're stuck inside the cave. We can't go outside. They will eat us and they will eat all the animals. We can do something. Maybe we'll do some fire. Maybe we can just throw some rocks on them. But for the shepherd, They're very smart people. They do something called emergency exit. Yes, it is emergency exit. How? They do tunnels under the ground from a cave, from their cave to another closed cave. Tunnels. And they will be safe. Sometimes you walk seconds, sometimes more than 30 minutes under the ground from a cave to another cave. And this is how you will be safe. You'll be surprised that always when we talk about shepherds, we'll imagine that there's a man having his stick and he's a shepherd. But for the shepherds, they are family, always family. In the cave, it's the house. There's a wife, there's the children, and everyone is in the house. And he don't change his house. He go to the fields, maybe he go back to this house 6 months, but he will back to his house. He's not Bedouins. Bedouins, they're changing their houses because they have tents. For the shepherds, they have a house, they have a cave. They don't ever change their house. Okay? Always we think it's a man. No. Maybe the shepherds who visit Jesus, it's not a man. Maybe there was with wives. Maybe not like always we said like numbers. We don't know numbers, but maybe there was some women with them. Okay? Always there's a family. Because of this, they start to get the animals inside the tunnel, and all the children or the wives will enter, and the last one who is holding the fire, he will run to the tunnel and he will close it with rocks, and they will be safe inside this tunnel. I know that you will have this question, if you are walking under the ground for 30 minutes, how you breathe? What do you think is our stones in the fields? It's always something ready from God. What do you think is our stones? Help me. What is the type of stones maybe we have? Something easy to dig. No? Limestone. Limestone, it have a lot of cracks. You can breathe inside. And if you put some water in it with a stick or with your hands, you can open a tunnel. I tried one time to open one to my room, but my mother just like, you can't. Okay, because of this, they can do a tunnel easy from the cave they have, their house, to another closed cave, and they will be safe just there. Always I'm taking my groups through these tunnels. If you're interested to be a shepherd, you can come with me and we can use this tunnel for like 30 seconds to know how the shepherds will survive inside the fields. The second question. In the time of Jesus, I'm a shepherd. I want to sell my lambs. What do you think? Where's the best place, the best market to sell my lambs? And why? The best place ever for the lambs. 3 times in a year. Jerusalem. For temple, for sacrifice, for the Passover. But if I'm a shepherd, walking with my feet, like in the fields with my lambs, to the temple, no one will buy my lambs because they will be dirty. Because of this, always the lambs, especially the lambs, they need to be pure, clean, never touch the ground. Because of this, always you will see a shepherd having his lamb in the shoulders. Did you see it before?
Yeah, we don't have that up there.
No? Okay. But look to all to the shepherds, he's always having a lamb in his shoulders. And it's always clean. Always white, clean, never touch the ground, pure. It's ready for sacrifice. When asleep, for sure, it's wrapped. When it's lying, it's wrapped. But I see a lot of shepherds, they're having sheep, not lamb. Lamb is ready between 5 to 10 months, it's ready to sacrifice. But I'm seeing a lot of shepherds, they're having sheep. Why? Do you know why? Sheep is not for sacrifice. Injured? Yes. but for a reason. When the sheep group is moving, there's always a naughty sheep. Always. There's something called naughty sheep. Always naughty sheep. Or if the group is going right, this naughty sheep, you will find it to the left. If the group is going left, you will find it just to the right. What the shepherd do? Break the leg of this sheep. It will be in his shoulders for 6 weeks. It will be a lesson for all the group. Don't do it. And it's work. Really, it's work. I'm always telling the pastors or the 2 leaders of my groups, this is the best way not to get anyone outside. Just break the legs, don't hold them, just put them in the bus. And it's really worked. It's really good. You can do it here in the church. This is why if you look to the lamb, it's clean, pure. If you look to a sheep, look to the legs of the sheep. You will find it wrapped, injured. You will back to your houses, Google, and you will find, Edmund was telling right. Always, this is why we have in the shoulders. Yeah. Now back to the story. The angel then tell the shepherds, Jesus was born, go to Bethlehem and you will find a baby in a manger. And the shepherd just moved from the shepherd's fields to Bethlehem. When we read the Bible, we said they went to Bethlehem and they walked. But no, it's 10 to 15 minutes, not more. From the fields to the birthplace, it's between 10 to 15 minutes walking. When we read the Bible, we think it's 3 days, but no. It's just very near. But how the shepherds know that this is the birthplace? They go straight to this cave. The angels said, go to 1420 Main Street and you will find a baby waiting for you there. He just said, go to Bethlehem and you will find a baby in a manger. How they know this is the cave? The star? Yes, the star. The star story, it's 100% true. How I'm telling you it's true? Because I see the star every year. For a Christian living in Bethlehem, I'm telling you we see the star every year in Christmas. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 of December, every year we see the star above the Nativity Church every year. Shining, different star, special star, we see it above the church every year. And I have a picture, I will share it with you. I take it myself for sure. And we see it 2024, 23, 22, every year. Since I was 3 years old, my father told me this is the star, and we see it every year. And this is the first Christmas I missed in Bethlehem. Okay? And I will share these pictures with you. But the star, it's in the sky. Under the star, we have 7 caves. How they know this is the cave? I will give you why. The angel said for the shepherds, you will find a baby wrapped in swaddling clothes lying in a manger. And in the beginning, I told you the shepherds, they need to protect their lambs to be pure. In the shoulders, or when they sleep, they're wrapped. When they are preparing the lambs for sacrifice, they wrap them in swaddling clothes in this cave. And the angel said, you will find a baby wrapped in swaddling clothes, waiting for you in this manger. Yeah, this is the place. Let's go. They go to the place where they're preparing the lambs. Because the lambs waiting for sacrifice, and Jesus was born in a manger, wrapped in swaddling clothes, ready for sacrifice for us. This is how we know this is the cave of the birth. By traditionalists, from the time of the shepherds till today, this is the cave of preparing the lambs, and this is the birthplace of Jesus. This is how the shepherds know that this is the birthplace. Back after the shepherds, there's the kings. 3, 5, 10, 100, we don't know. Names, I can't say any names. Okay, I'm sorry. No. But according to the presents, 3 presents, 3 wise men, maybe. But what is the 3 presents? Gold, Good. They enter from, let's say the angel appeared for them, new king was born, the star, they follow the star from the east to Jerusalem, from Jerusalem to Bethlehem. In Jerusalem, they have a time to stay in a king, and the king name is, I know that you know, just like, give them a chance. Herod. Herod was, sorry to say this word, crazy. Crazy was just with one thing. He's the king, and no one is touching my place. When the wise men enter, where are you going? Oh, new king was born. New king? Where's the new king? He's in Bethlehem. Please go to Bethlehem and you back place to me. Let me know where he's living. I want also to give him presents. They go to Bethlehem. They give him the presents. The angel appear for them again. Don't back to Herod. He want to kill the baby. Take another way. From there, they go to Jericho. Jericho, Jordan. Jordan, Egypt. Egypt to the east, to Persia. Herod know about them. They're not going back. Give order for the soldiers to kill all the male babies of Bethlehem. In 1881, in Bethlehem, when they are building my church, St. Catherine Church, under the church they found tombs. And these tombs, they found the babies of Bethlehem. They found 202 male babies in a tomb in the church, beside the birthplace. But 202, it's a big number or a small number in the time of Jesus? I think it's a big number. Because of this, according to traditional stories from the Christians of Holy Land, it's not just Bethlehem. When Herod killed the babies, he killed all the male babies from Jerusalem to Bethlehem. Why? There's a small town in Jerusalem, it's called Ein Karim. Ein Karim, it's the house of Elizabeth. Elizabeth, she's the mother of John. John, he is also like the same age of Jesus. The soldiers tried to kill John. And if you enter to visit Ein Karim, if you visit the house of Elizabeth, you will see a big rock. And in this rock, it's written the story that Elizabeth hid John behind this rock. And by miracle, the soldiers didn't see John. Again, this is just according to people, the Christians of the Holy Lands. Because of this, we said, 202 babies, they are from Jerusalem to Bethlehem. And they put them just beside the birthplace, just to remember that because of this baby was killed of Jesus. For sure, I have the picture of the babies with me here. Angel appeared for Joseph, telling him, run away to Egypt, from Egypt, from Bethlehem to Egypt, Bethlehem, Jericho, Jordan, Egypt. They stay 6 months there, and after they back to Nazareth. But the question is, I don't know if you have this question before. It's safe to travel alone from Bethlehem to Egypt? No. Like the same thing from Nazareth to Bethlehem, it's hard. Also from Bethlehem to Egypt, it's more time. It's about a month. But the question is, they have, there's someone is coming to kill our baby. They will not look like, if I have a call, I will start running. I'm not taking anything from the house. I will start running just outside the house because anyone is coming to kill my baby. But how they make it? I will give you the best answer, because always God is preparing something for us. Always. They have a stop in Jericho for a night. For the family, they have a stop in a cave, in one of the caves in Jericho. From there, Joseph rent a security people to come with him to Egypt. How? By the presence of the wise men. What they give? Gold. Gold. Jesus, he's rich. He don't want gold. If he wants gold, if he's rich, he will be in a 5-star hotel, not in a manger with animals. The gold given for a reason. They given the gold for Joseph. He rent a security for him and his family to go with him to Egypt with all the gold. This is why they give a gold. Not because he's the king, no, because he need to use it one time. And he used it for security, the family to go to Egypt. Clear? Good? Great. Now we're talking about the second place, and we're talking about the Nativity Church, the birthplace of Jesus. The birthplace, the Nativity Church, the first church was built in the 4th century in 327 by the Queen Helena, she's the mother of Constantine the king. She came to Bethlehem and she built the church. But how she know that it's the birthplace here? What do you think? The star, she's not from there. You know about the star because of me. How she know that this is the birthplace? Ask the people. She just entered to Bethlehem. She asking the local people, where's the birthplace? The people said for her, this is the cave. According to traditionals, we know that this is the cave. Clean, built. That's it. This is how we know. They told her about the story of the star, about everything, and this is. And she built the church from 327 to 337. But the church was destroyed by the Samaritans. The Samaritans entered to the Holy Land, destroying all the churches in the Holy Land. But after years, in 536, there was a king. His name is Justinian. He came and he rebuilt the church above the church was destroyed. From 536 till 539. And the special thing about the Nativity Church, that it's the only church in the Holy Land didn't destroy. That's meaning when you enter to the Nativity Church, touching touching the pillars, walking in the floor, you're walking in the church from 536. Because again, it's the only church in the Holy Land didn't destroy. But how and why? Who destroyed the churches after the Samaritans? They were called Persians from Persia. What's Persia now? Iran. The Persians entered 614, started to destroy the church, but when they entered to the birthplace, they found the mosaics of the 3 wise men who came and visited Jesus. And again, the 3 wise men, they are the kings of Persia. Because of this, they ask themselves, how we're destroying something our grandfathers was here? Because of this, they stopped destroying the churches, and this church is the only church it didn't destroy. And for sure, I will share with you the picture of the mosaics of the wise men. If you enter to the Nativity Church before 2010, you will find completely different church. Everything was looking different. Because in 2010, the church entered with the World Heritage Sites, UNESCO places, and they start to make cleaning, restorations for the church, and they found 3 important new things. It wasn't new for us, but it's not new for the church. The first thing what they found the mosaics of the first church, the Church of Helen. All the floor of the mosaics floor of the Church of Helen from 327. The second thing, they found the paintings on the pillar of this church from the Crusaders' time, 12th century. The third thing, they found also mosaics, high mosaics, from also the Crusaders' time. But this mosaics was missed, was stolen by the Ottomans. Who's the Ottomans? Turks. When the Ottomans enter to Bethlehem, they don't want to destroy churches. They're looking for gold. Because all the mosaics in the Nativity Church was 24 carats of gold. If you want the power, you want money, you want gold, they start just to take the gold. But when they have no more time, they said, let's cover what we did. And how they cover it? With black painting. Because of this, if you enter to the Nativity Church before 2010, you will find 100% black church. Everything was black. The windows, the pillars, the mosaics, the floor, the walls, the church, everything was black. But how they take the black painting without destroying these paints or these mosaics, the old mosaics? 4 things, and they're very simple things. Vinegar, lemon, hot water with a toothbrush. They buy all the toothbrush of Bethlehem. They start to work in April 2010. They finish working in December 2022. And you will see a big difference. When we share the pictures, you will see a big difference between how it was black and how it's today. In the Nativity Church, when you enter to the birthplace, we have 16 stairs to enter, we have 16 stairs to exit. And the star, it's in the middle. The star is the birthplace, a 14-corner star. Why it's a 14 corners? Because it's the generations between Abraham to David, or from David to Jesus, or the 14 stations of the cross. And to the left side, we will find the manger. No wood manger, the stone manger. In the Nativity Church, we have 3 different churches. 3 different denominations in one place, in one building. We have one for the Greek Orthodox, we have one for the Armenians Orthodox, and we have one for the Catholics in the same place. And everyone has time to do service inside the birthplace. 3 services in the morning, 3 services afternoon. And you can't mix together. Everyone has his time. You can't enter together. 3 in the morning, 3 afternoon. And they know their times. Okay? In the Catholic Church, my church, St. Catherine Church, it was built in 1881. In the 24 midnight service, we do it just there. If you see Christmas in Bethlehem before, this is the Church of Christmas. But inside this church, there's another cave. And the cave called Jerome Cave. Who's Jerome? Jerome, he lived inside this cave for 36 years, and he translated the Bible. The first translating for the Bible was in Bethlehem, beside the birthplace, for 36 years, from a Greek and Hebrew to Latin. The Vulgate translating, it was just in Bethlehem, beside the birthplace of Jesus, for 36 years. The last thing I want just to add, that's the entrance of the Nativity Church. The door of the Nativity Church, it's a very short, small door, like this. Just like this. Before, it was an arch door. Before it was an arch door, it was a big door. Okay? The small door, they do it in the Ottomans' time for 2 reasons. One, the Ottomans soldiers, they use animals. They use camels and horses, and they've been entering from the arch door with animals. And the church, they don't want any animal to be inside. But this is not the main reason. The main reason why it's a very short, small door, because if you're a Christian, if you're a Jew, if you're a Muslim, if you're not religious, if you are not believing about the birthplace, when you enter to the church, you will give the respect for the church. How? Bow down. Because of this, it's called a respect door or the humble door. This is why it's a very short, really short, small door, and we will see it by pictures. Now it's the time for the pictures. Let's have the pictures. It's a mixed picture, and I have some small videos. It's ready? Okay. This is the shepherd's fields. No, let's just keep the fields. Can we just turn off the lights?
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Please. Just this two, and that's it. Yeah, that's great. Yes, let's have this is a small video. This is about the fields. If you look to this there, this is the Chapel of the Shepherds. This chapel was built in 1954. An Italian architect, his name is Antonio Perluzzi. He's very famous in the Holy Land. If you come to the Holy Land, you will hear this name a lot in the Holy Land. Here, we enter to the fields. This is a well of water. It's used till today. It's a 2,000 years old well. It's an apple well. Why it's called apple? Because it's looking like an apple. And it's by hand. It's digged by hand. Next. This is the Church of the Nativity. It's a mixed picture between Shepherd's Fields and the Nativity Church. This is the church when it was black. If you look in the pillars, how it's black. If you look in the church back, it's all black. The floor, everything, the walls in the behind, everything in black. And you will be surprised about the next picture because it's clean. Next. You see how the difference is? The first thing, again, what they found from 2010 till 2022, if you look to the floor, they found the mosaics from 327. Where the people are standing, this is this church, it's now from 536. If you look in the pillars, you will see the paintings from the Crusaders' time and the high mosaics, it's the golden mosaics. If you just imagine, all the white walls was full of these mosaics, but the Ottomans, they already steal it, and this is the rest, there is no more. But I have another picture, you can see most of them. Next. This is another picture when also the church was black. This is when they start to take the black from the windows and when the sun start to enter. Because before 2010, there was no sun inside the church. It was just black, and it was not allowed to take a picture with a flash inside the church because it's really dark. This is the birthplace. The stairs, again, the 16 stairs to the right, 16 stairs to enter, and in the middle, this is the birthplace, the Star of Bethlehem. Next. This is the star, again, the silver star, the 14 corners star, and it's the duration between Abraham to David, or from David to Jesus, or the 14 stations of the cross. This is St. Catherine Church, the Catholic Church from outside. Next. This is the entrance of the church. I have two pictures for inside. But if you look, there's a statue outside. This is the statue of Jerome who translated the Bible. This is a video. I hope we can't do the voice. This is the videos when we go to the fields. We do services and we remember and we just do Christmas songs and the shepherd's fields. It's okay, we can do next. This is from inside. Also, we do Christmas songs from inside the chapel. If you see, it's all around, it's angels, and it's written from Luke chapter 2 in Latin, glory to God in the highest. And we do Christmas songs everywhere, every time there. Next. This is from the cave, the star. I put the camera in the star, and if you look to the back, it's all natural cave. Christmas in Bethlehem. Today, these days, there is no Christmas. There's no Christmas trees. There's no Santa. There's no Christmas songs. Nothing. Last year and this year, we have no Christmas. This is before 2 years. And this is the second biggest Christmas tree in the world. It will be beside the Nativity Church. In the morning, we celebrate Christmas. In the night, we enter to the midnight service to celebrate. This is the manger. Again, you know what the manger is. It's the place for the food or for the water for the animals. And this is the manger. There's no wood manger. It's a stone manger. If anyone interested to have these pictures, please, I can share it with you after we just finish. This is Jerome Cave. This is the place where he translated the Bible. I want you to look to the back. There's a small windows to the back. This is the place where they found the tombs of the babies. The Star of Bethlehem. This is, I take it myself, 2023. Every year above the Church of the Nativity. Every year. A special star, different star. You see, it's looking different. The bones of the babies who was killed by Herod, the 202 babies. This is a normal picture for us inside the Nativity Church. This is a normal. If it's a high season for us, if you come in October, November, December, February, March, April, May, you will need to wait between 4 to 6 hours to enter to the birthplace in the line. If you enter in September or in January, you need to wait between 1 to 2 hours in the line. If you come in summer, you will not wait any seconds because it's empty. But this is a normal, or it's still, there's a place, it's still empty for me. This is the mosaics of the wise men. This is why the church didn't destroy. But how they know they are Persians? From the hats. For today, 2025, they still use the red hats for the Persians. This is how they know they are Persians, and who was destroying the church, they are Persians. The shepherd's fields, again, we remember the three stories, Boaz and Ruth, David, and the angel story with the shepherds. This is the entrance for the shepherd's fields. When you stop the bus, you'll enter to the shepherd's field with this nice sign. Also the chapel of the shepherds. Again, there's no electricity inside this chapel. They just take the sunlight. They just use the electricity one time a year, midnight service, 24th of December. This is inside the Nativity Church. If you look to the mosaics, the golden mosaics, 24 carats, and also the pillars. They'll see the paintings. I want you to look to the roof because it's original from 536. What do you think? What type of wood? Not olive. Cedar. Yes, cedar from Lebanon. If you walk from Lebanon to Bethlehem with a tree, because we have no sea, they can't bring it. If they want to bring it, they will bring it walking. 3 guys, they having 3 meters of tree. It's 14 hours walking from Lebanon to Bethlehem. This is the Nativity Church from outside. I want you to look just in the back. I'm sorry that I don't have the pictures for the door, but the door is a very short, small door. Can you see it? It's a really short, small door. Next. This is St. Catherine Church from inside. And the last picture. This is the last picture. This is also the St. Catherine Church from inside. The Nativity Church, St. Catherine, again, it was built in 1881. And inside this church, we do the Christmas midnight service from here. If you see Christmas in Bethlehem, this is the Church of Christmas. Okay? This is for me. This is about everything. It was a pleasure meeting you, and I hope you enjoy. Thanks a lot, and God bless. And I hope to see you all again in Bethlehem, not just here in Bethlehem. Pleasure meeting you. God bless, and thank you for everything.
Edmund, thank you.
Thank you.